You are listening to Ben Fordham on 2GB. Thanks for your company this afternoon. We have got some sad news to report this afternoon about Sara Murton. And if you've been following this program over the last month or so, you'll know that Sarah's a young lady, 30 years of age, who has got bowel cancer, and she's been fighting bowel cancer. And about a month or so ago, through a mutual friend, I met Sara, and I found out about this bucket list that she'd put together. She put together all of these things that she wanted to try and achieve before she passed away. She was told she had about 12 months or so to live. And Sara put together the most charming bucket list that you can ever imagine, from all the big things that she'd love to do, from going overseas and going on safari, to these little things like skinny dipping and riding in a hot air balloon and brewing her own cider. I'm reading through the list, in fact, as we talk right now. She wanted to find a hobby. That was number 27 on the list. Plant a tree, number 24. Feed the homeless in Sydney. That was number 37. She wanted to learn a prayer. That was number 46. And anyway, we met Sara a month or so ago, and then I said to my team here at Sydney Live, you know what we should do? We should try and help her tick as many of these things off her bucket list as possible. And with your help, we managed to do that. And Sara went drag racing, and last week she was getting ready to go on a shopping expedition with a personal stylist, and a lovely bloke by the name of Frank called in and said he would like to fly her to Dubai so she could sleep under the stars. And last week I was having dinner with Sara and her beautiful boyfriend Daniel and some other friends of Sarah's as well, and she was so excited about these things because all of these dreams that she had were going to be ticked off, and with the bowel cancer causing her so many problems, I think it gave her something positive to focus on. But I'll tell you what, it knocks you for six when you get a message like we did this morning to find out that sadly Sara passed away this morning. And I've spoken to Daniel today, Sarah's boyfriend, who's been there every step of the way. And Sarah's family, as you can imagine, traumatised by the news today because it crept up so quickly and took Sara away so quickly. But Sarah's friend is a friend of mine by chance, Ian Mayer. And Ian called me after we first broadcast Sarah's story. And he said, look, I know Sara. So all of us caught up together and had a meal together. And Ian Mayer is on the line right now because I didn't want to ask one of Sarah's immediate family or Daniel to come on the air this afternoon, considering their focus at the moment will be looking out for each other. So I've asked Ian whether he would come on briefly this afternoon to pay tribute to his friend Sara Murton. Ian, good afternoon.
Hey, Ben, how are you, mate?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, it's been a pretty sad day, I've got to say. There was a few tears this morning when we heard the news.
Just give us your description on Sara Murton. I've only known her a short time. You've known her a lot longer.
Oh, she was a fantastic girl. You know, she was a great friend. She was a great employee. She was incredibly brave. You know, the last few months have just been unbelievable to watch a young lady 30 years of age be so brave and so inspirational. She had a great sense of optimism and humour. And you know, when the chips were down, you know, it seemed like we were all falling apart, but she wasn't. She was just so brave and strong.
Can you believe that we were sitting there with her, last week or the week before, eating Chinese?
Yeah, no, I know. It was amazing. It was just so quick. You know, a month ago we caught up for a bite to eat with some of her old colleagues, and she was umming and ahhing about having this wish list or bucket list, and she didn't really want to do it in some ways because she thought she was kind of giving up. It was like she was, you know, sort of accepting defeat to this terrible disease. But, you know, once she decided to do it, and with the help of, you know, yourself, Ben, and all your listeners, it just gave her like a second wind. She was just so excited. And, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of people have asked me today what came of all of this. And I think that the one thing that I got out of it was she was just so brave and so inspirational. But she also, I think Sydney grew a special place for her. You know, the fact that so many people like Frank, you know, that would call up and donate a trip to Dubai for her to go and ride a camel in the desert, you know, and all the things that people from Sydney did. I think it was just fantastic.
You know, she wanted to put a letter in a bottle. She wanted to send a note in a bottle out to sea, and I don't know whether you heard our chat with Kathy Roach, Blocker's wife.
Yeah, I heard all about it. Fantastic.
She found it. I mean, what are the chances? When another friend of our 2GB family here, Kathy Roach, finds the letter that she put in a bottle, and I've now got the letter in front of me, and I'm so glad that Kathy found it, because now this can be passed on to Sarah and Daniel's family so that they can read it for themselves. But I thought I might just read it, so you can hang on there, Ian, and just have a listen to this. She says, "My name is Sarah, and I've just been diagnosed with a terminal illness." This is the note that Sarah put in a bottle and put in Sydney Harbour, and thankfully Kathy Roach found it. "I've always wanted to write a message in a bottle, so here I am doing it. This bottle left my hands from the shores of a little bay near Taronga Zoo on the 6th of November 2013. A great friend for life is sharing this moment with me. I feel very lucky to have her here with me. So, I'm dying of bowel cancer, and I'm 30 years old. It scares me to think I have such a short time to live, but I'm finding the support of my partner, my family and my friends so amazing that I really am having the time of my life despite the circumstances. I've written a bucket list of things I want to do before I die. This is one of them. I hope whoever finds this message reads my story and knows that they have helped me achieve one of my goals in life. Thank you. I've always been a very positive person, and I truly hope that I beat this. Still, miracles happen, right? My slogan or my mantra is, when life rains on your parade, bring out the slip and slide. My life has certainly been a slip and slide these last few years, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I've learnt so many things and value so much. My work, career enabled me to meet amazing people, experience so many things and achieve so many of my dreams. I have amazing friends who I've had great adventures with and so many great memories. My family have made me the person I am today, and I can't thank them enough. My partner has shown me love and compassion, and through him I'm so lucky to have been able to share our lives. I write this letter today to share with you, a stranger, that no matter how rainy the day is, find a positive in it and make the most of it. Try and live in the present as much as possible. I wish you good health and great memories. Thank you for taking the time to read this. If you would like to make contact once finding this bottle, I'm being treated through RPA Hospital, and they may be able to put you in contact with me. Thank you again for helping me complete an item on my bucket list. Sarah." So there is Sarah's note that she put in the bottle, and thank God Kathy Roach found it, so we'll now be able to pass it back to Sarah's family. It kind of sums up the type of girl she was, Ian. You've known her a lot longer than I have, but what a sweet note.
Yeah, it is typical Sarah. She was such an optimist, you know, such an outstanding person. She was terrific. You know, on the funny side of things, you know, when the guys in our business couldn't get me to agree to something, they'd wheel Sarah in. She'd say hello, hello. She'd have that big smile.
Huge smile.
Very hard to say no to. But, you know, she put in the letter about her partner, Daniel. You know, I've met him a couple of times. I think he's just such an outstanding guy. I think her family are just terrific people. They must be, you know, just at a total loss today. Her work colleagues, she worked for a company, Ben, called Revolution, who they supply dealer business systems, and they're a fantastic organisation. From the moment she was diagnosed, they've been paying her way. You know, they've looked after her so well. And, mate, you know, to you guys at 2GB, you know, Ben, you're outstanding. The way you put all this together and helped her with a bucket list. You know, I just think it's an outstanding thing what you've done.
Yeah, hopefully it provided her some laughs and some smiles in those final weeks of her life, Ian. Thank you for all of your support and for putting on that dinner. It was a special night. I know Frank, who donated the trip to Dubai, he was there at the dinner as well. He's absolutely shattered today. So anyway, we will say goodbye to her, no doubt, soon. But thanks so much for coming on and paying tribute to her, Ian.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Thanks a lot.
Ian Mayer, Sara Murton's friend, and I spoke to Daniel before coming on air today, and I said to him, can I play a song for Sarah this afternoon? Can I play a song for Sara Murton this afternoon? And I never thought it was going to be this. Sarah, you got good taste. I'm not questioning your taste, but I never thought it would have been Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. This is for you, Sara Murton.